Cowboys Proud to Kickoff, presented by AT&T, is sponsored by Bank of America, official bank of the Dallas Cowboys. Reliant, official energy provider of the Dallas Cowboys. Sleep Number, the official sleep and wellness partner of the Dallas Cowboys. By AT&T, the official partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
The 2024 NFL preseason is coming to a close, and so is the window of opportunity for roster hopefuls across the league. It's the season finale at AT&T Stadium. It's the Dallas Cowboys, and the Los Angeles is countdown to kickoff. Hello, everybody. Alongside Mickey Spagnola, I'm Kyle Yeomans. Delighted you've joined us here on this Saturday afternoon. We've got a fun one brewing in Arlington, Texas. It's good to be back home, Mickey. You spent the last month out on the West Coast in Oxnard, California, then to Vegas, and yet it's still a premier venue of being here at AT&T Stadium.
Yeah, it's great that we have a roof.
That's true.
Let's start there. The second thing, it is good to be back. You know, weather aside, I think I got spoiled walking to work.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I had to drive yesterday. It's like, come on, what are we doing here?
You're saying they didn't send a car for you?
Yeah,
initially?
no, they sure didn't. So
next time.
But it is good to be back to normal life. But it was a really good training camp, I thought. I thought the Cowboys got a lot of done, accomplished, got to look at a lot of young players that they needed to look at. Kind of preserve their veterans as they will tonight. They won't be playing many, if any, of the starters. So we'll see a lot of young guys. It's their last shot to get opportunity to make this roster.
This is the second year of the new NFL schedule when it comes to cutdowns. It's not 90 to 80 to 65 to 53 like it used to be. This is the second straight year where it goes from 90-man rosters down to 53 in one day, and that cut day comes up on Tuesday. So a lot of nerves around the building today for a lot of these players trying to make a roster, not only with the Cowboys, but 31 NFL teams too.
Yeah, absolutely. This is their last audition, right? And as Kyle said, the cut's on Tuesday. So the big thing right now in this game, you don't want to get any. It's hard to prevent them, but they don't need any injuries of some of these backup guys that they need them to play.
So as we continue on and we continue looking at this roster and how things are made up, there's going to be one of the guys making the decisions whenever it comes to this roster. Mike McCarthy's sitting down now. And Coach, first off, it's back home. I mean, under the lights at AT&T Stadium, it's easy to get caught up here, right?
No place like home. We got to start without me, huh? What's going on?
Got a strict start time here,
that's
Coach.
Good. That's good. No, it's great to be home. It's just driving in here today. There's nothing like AT&T.
Yeah. And what's it like this time of year? Because this is a tough time for you, tough time for the roster building process. I mean, there's a lot on the line in today's game.
A lot of meetings, a lot of conversation. I think just like anything, you want to get it right. You want to get it right for the team, get it right for the locker room, but also you want to be. It's just a lot of conversations, and I think anytime you're in this mode, it's reflective of our 90-man roster. So we have some tough decisions. It'll be great to see a number of them. We're going to play a lot of football, so we'll get plenty of information on our young players.
During the week that Trey Lance would likely get the start. Will he? And then what do you continue to need to see from him?
Okay.
I'm talking to you in your ear.
Yeah, definitely. You got multitask. This is a big-time shooter.
You want me to try again on that question?
Yeah, try it again.
You had hinted during the week Trey Lance would get the start.
Yes.
You're going to do that. And then what would you like to see him take the next step in this game?
Definitely. I mean, Trey will start the whole game. I want him to get every possible rep that he can. Actually, Scott Tolzien is going to call the game tonight for us, so I'll be assisting him. But yes, the game is really about the younger players and letting these guys get a full opportunity to make our team.
So we just found out about Duron Bland, stress fracture, 5th metatarsal in his foot. He's going to have surgery. Boy, that's a blow to your defense. And then where do you go from there?
Definitely. I mean, it's Duron's been outstanding since his first opportunity. Injuries are unfortunate. So we'll just keep. We got time we have time. We have time before Cleveland, so we haven't made any decisions. I think the most important thing is focus on our younger players, particularly the guys in the secondary. Let these guys play, and we'll sort it out. But yeah, Duran's going to have surgery on Monday, and but you know, he'll attack like he has everything else, so he'll get back sooner than later.
Now, when it comes to the secondary, how much more confident are you in the roster depth at that position this time around as the season has gone on and as the preseason? You've added a couple names there. Do you feel better about the secondary depth in what you have at that position?
Yes, you got to remember, I get to see these men work every single day, and it's the little things. It's the extra time. We're going to be a little younger in some spots. There's no question about it. This is what they know. I hate to be redundant. They need to play. And today's a great opportunity for all of our guys to take a step.
Coach, thanks for taking some time with us. The season opener, it feels like it's coming up quicker than we even thought, right?
Oh, yeah, no doubt. But it's great to be home. Sorry I was late.
There's no fine, okay?
Yep, not here. Not this time.
That's why I was buttering you up. So.
Mike McCarthy joining us on Countdown to Kickoff. When we come back, we'll catch up with Cowboys and Jerry Jones.
Why do couples choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can it keep me warm when I'm cold?
Wait, no, I'm always hot.
Sleep Number does that.
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Sleep Number does that.
Can I help us sleep better and better?
Please.
Sleep Number does that. 94% of smart sleepers report better sleep. Sleep better together. Visit sleepnumber.com.
Well, folks, it's set to be another scorchingly dull day in the tri-state area as a boredom wave takes full effect. I just hope for the folks at home that there's a Dave & Buster's in your neighborhood to find some relief.
Well, there's one.
New games, new menu, and great deals. All on the forecast at Dave & Buster's.
Is this even a real news station? I mean, does anyone actually watch this?
Hey, grab me one too.
Are you the 2024 Dallas Cowboys Fan of the Year? The Dallas Cowboys and Captain Morgan are celebrating extraordinary, inspiring, and original fans. Nominate yourself or the biggest Cowboys fan you know for a chance to be named the 2024 Fan of the Year and win prizes, including a trip to Super Bowl 59. Visit DallasCowboys.com/Fan of the Year. Go Cowboys!
In Texas, family is everything. That includes the Ford family of SUVs. And right now, we've got the best deals on an SUV at your Texas Ford dealer. So you can take on game day or go on date night with confidence and a whole lot of style. Hurry in to get a great deal on a new Ford SUV, only at your Texas Ford dealer. Get 0 for 36, plus 0 down, plus no payments for 90 days on Expedition. Ford, proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys, Mavs, and Stars.
This segment is brought to you by Dr. Pepper. Raise your Dr. Pepper glass to America's team. It's a Pepper thing. Preseason finale from beautiful AT&T Stadium.
Joseph, bringing in all the guys that we have brought in, plus our draft picks, I think has really given us, especially with our big boys in the center of the line.
Linville Joseph, is it complete yet? Agreed to terms? How do we treat that at this point?
We've agreed to terms, I couldn't tell technically whether or not that means it's done, but we won't see him tonight. Wouldn't have seen him tonight if he signed the Declaration of Independence. Bottom line is we got him.
It's been a different conversation, I think, if he's signing the Declaration. We did hear just a couple moments ago about Deron Bland out 6 to 8 weeks. How much of a blow is that to the secondary? You talk about getting reps for some of these young corners. Now there's an opportunity without Bland.
Well, of course, we liked a lot what we were seeing from the people that are going to replace him. And so that's good. The real good news is things like this is we'll see him again after 4 or 5 weeks of the season. We'll have it all to do. 5 weeks out, we'll still have it all to do ahead of us at that time. Now, we certainly are going to have success and want to have success before then, but he's not out for the year, and he's not out for the critical time of the year.
So you got to be thankful then that you used the draft choice on Kalen Carson, who has looked awfully well, not only in training camp, but when he's got opportunities in the preseason games.
Well, he had earned that draft before the injury to Bland, but the point is we're glad we've got him. He will get some snaps out here tonight. We can go with him. And this will, as you mentioned, Mickey, this will give him more game reps early. He will be a better player for the repetitions he'll get by Bland's injury.
And you got to be happy with your draft class. You've got maybe 3 or 4 guys that are going to start, maybe not immediately, but at least 3 of them if Kalen Carson has to take Bland's spot. Titan, Beebe, you like what you've seen from Nealon. So this draft class really can boost this roster where everybody was kind of worried, well, they didn't sign this free agent or that free agent, but your draft class has to step up.
Well, it's the reason we didn't sign some of those free agents is because of that, and plus Mozzie Smith coming on, Overshown coming on, that we're getting to see this year, and that's real exciting because these guys are going to play earlier than we may have dreamed they might play. We're talking about this year's rookies, but then we've got the onslaught of these other players that didn't play last year, one for injury, Overshown's case. Bottom line is I really like the depth, and like more than depth, I like the in-game possibilities of these rookie players.
And you're going to get a great look at that again tonight. Countdown to kickoff. Regular season right around the corner. Good luck this year.
Well, good to be with you guys, and good to have everybody here at home.
There you go. Back home at AT&T Stadium, and when we come back, we'll catch up with another member of the Cowboys front office. Will McClay sits down with us as the Cowboys and Chargers preseason finale nears in Arlington.
Relay light, taste great. Let's fill it. Taste great. Let's fill it. Taste. It's both. It is both. It is both. It is both. It's both.
Hey, thanks for the backup.
Whataburger now has new premium coffee. That means a brand new taste, new flavors, and it's coming in hot and iced cold. New, hot, and iced from Whataburger, just like you like it. For the first time ever, Whataburger has iced. Hey, get vanilla iced coffee with breakfast, caramel iced coffee with a snack, and for dinner, how about mocha iced coffee? Or just get plain. Nothing wrong with a classic. New iced coffee from Whataburger, just like you like it.
Hey guys, I don't think this quarterback's working.
We like what we're seeing.
Yeah, CD, give him a chance.
He hooked me up with some of the juiciest ribeyes yesterday.
I got me some fresh barbecue shrimp.
For the freshest meats and seafood, you gotta get to Tom Thumb. Plus, we're your 10% off your groceries.
Relay light, taste great. Let's fill it. Taste great. Let's fill it. Taste great. It is both. It is both. It is both. It is both. It's both.
Hey, thanks for the backup.
sure to download the Cowboys app on your programming all year long, right on your home TV by downloading the Cowboys Now app today. Welcome back in to Countdown to Kickoff alongside Mickey Spagnola. I'm Kyle Yeomans. We're now joined by Cowboys VP of Player Personnel, Will McClay. And Will, I mean, Day 3 of the NFL Draft is always known as Day of the Scouts. It's an opportunity for the scouts to shine, find some value. I feel like week 3 of the preseason has turned into the week of the scouts. I mean, what is this like from a player personnel standpoint, going from 90 men down to 53 with just one preseason game remaining?
I mean, that's really what you said. It's an extra opportunity for us to go find talent and figure out where our strengths and weaknesses are and try and make our team better. You know, we start with 90 guys. We got to cut down, but everybody's auditioning for every other team. So this is what we do at this point in time.
How much do you guys tweak? I mean, is it a constant pressure looking at the 31 other teams that are also in action?
Yeah, we started, at start of preseason. We have our college scout, our pro guys. We're looking at kind of, as we go through the preseason, we look at where our strengths and weaknesses are and try and make sure we know where the other teams are and, have those conversations.
Well, you proved when we got to training camp that player acquisitions 365 days a year. You did a good job of bringing in veteran guys. Was that the idea, to get bigger on defense when you bring in Jordan Phillips, Carl Lawson, Albert Huggins, and eventually it sounds like Linville Joseph?
Yeah, a big thing for us is we changed schemes a little bit, and, Zim is looking for a little size, in the middle. So as we put together the team, there's not a lot of those big bodies. So we paid attention to what was out there, and it's a big part of what we're trying to do defensively and let our linebackers run and play just a little different style.
So I think the obvious immediate reaction to that is they're not happy with Mazi Smith, and it doesn't sound like that to me watching training camp. Your thoughts on how you'll play all these defensive tackles? Is it in waves to bring in guys and make sure you off at that position?
Yes, it's about waves in the NFL now. Mazi's done a great job coming in, and they've been very complimentary of him. Now he's playing some of the things that he did in college. He's not worried about rushing the passer as much, those sort of things. He knows what his number one job is. But then adding those big bodies, it gives you depth in there because there's not a lot of them, and you got to have depth, and you have to play in waves. And also they've, Phillips and those bigger guys do have not only play the nose, but the 3 technique.
You mentioned some of the wants and needs for defensive coordinator in year number 1. How much does that change from coach to coach? Of course, Dan Quinn had a certain prototype he was looking for in certain positions. Mike Zimmer's completely different, but how does that...
Looking for good football players, but it does change depending upon the scheme. Some people might play a front where they want bigger guys inside. You might play heavy, maybe take up 2 penetrating defense. We were more of that, but you're always looking for big athletic guys, and so we've continued to do that, but just kind of fine-tune it to what the coaches want for the scheme.
So it seems like in your position, you take care of one thing, and then something else pops up. And now you're going to be without Deron Bland for 6 to 8 weeks. Where do you go from here from a personnel standpoint, from a priority to keep an eye on that waiver wire?
Well, we stay within, but we've also got to pay attention to the waiver wire because it's about depth. We feel good about Carson, the kid we drafted. We feel good about the guys that have been here, but we're always looking to improve. And so this, again, is an audition for guys and wanting to see how they play, but we're looking at other teams as well.
So there's been a lot of additions made on the defensive side of the football. Is there any plan in place to look offensively and maybe add some depth in certain positions along the line?
Always trying to improve the team. Again, we have guys that we love. They're our guys, but we're all trying to push the envelope and have a strong team, all 53. Plus, we've got the 16 practice squad roster, so we're looking for guys that can fill in there.
What are you looking for tonight? What is the number one thing on your mind as you're watching these guys compete for that final time?
Want to see guys compete. That's the number one thing is compete. The lights are on. It's their opportunity to go and play and, let it all out. They're not other opportunities, and that's what we talk about.
All right, Will McClay joining us here on Countdown to Kickoff. Will, thanks so much. Good luck this week. Big week ahead. Lots of decisions to be made down the line.
Thanks, guys.
There goes Will McClay. Countdown to Kickoff continues in a moment. Will's got his eyes on some certain offensive players. We'll talk to Nick Eatman about who he has on the radar when we come back.
I honestly don't know where we are on time right now. I feel like we...
Why always the couch? Does he need to go to puppy school? Get his little puppy diploma. How much have I been spending on this little guy?
When your questions about life turn into questions about money, there's Erica, the virtual financial assistant to help you spend smarter. Only from Bank of America. What would you like the power to do?
Hey! You like Dr. Pepper strawberries and cream?
Bueno is back with the original flavors on the Whole Lot of Value menu for only $1.49 each. Choose from iconic favorites like a crispy party taco, a classic party burrito, or a savory fajita chicken roll-up. Our house-made flavors are delicious, just like they have been since 1967. Don't forget to customize your order at our fresh salsa bar. Enjoy a whole lot of food, a whole lot of freshness, and a whole lot of reasons to visit Taco Bueno. Taco Bueno is proud to be the official taco of the Dallas Cowboys.
What's up with your dad, Chloe?
Ever since he got AT&T's best deal on the new Samsung Galaxy, he's been up on his high horse.
Best deal got me feeling like a big old cowboy.
It's a very high horse.
Perhaps you can wait in the waiting room?
I'll just go wait in the waiting room. Here we go.
Ride high with AT&T's best deal on the new Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 6.
This segment is brought to you by Ashley Home Store, the official furniture store of the Dallas Cowboys. Here's a good look at Dak Prescott stretching out before preseason game number 3 here from AT&T Stadium. He will not be in action, but of course, as we go into the final preseason game, all eyes. One point in time, Terrence Steele was fighting for a starting position during these preseason matchups. Now he gets to watch some of the youth on the offensive line, like Tyler Guyton and Cooper Botts at center and left tackle. Here's what he had to say during training camp about the growth from the rookies.
Super impressed with both of them. Just their willingness to come in, wanting to learn. No ego, just wanting to get better every day. They're picking our brains, me, Zach, all the vets, just asking us, what our routine is, just any way, that can help them be successful. Man, they're soaking it in like a sponge. So I couldn't be more impressed with, how those two came in, and they're going to be obviously play a huge role in our offense going forward.
Brought to you by American Airlines. Players to watch as always. We're joined by Keatman of DallasCowboys.com. I mean, you've got your eyes on a couple offensive position groups as well. Is offensive line the most polarizing position battle to watch today?
Well, I think you're talking about 2 rookies that are on there. And I disagree with Terrence Steele about no ego. Because Tyler Guyton's got a little bit of an ego. When the Rams came into town, we saw a little bit of that in a good way, of course. And I don't think you could play that position or any position without having a little bit to you. And he does that. But, yeah, anytime you got 2 rookies, 2 guys that are on the center and left tackle, Dak's going to be watching. No, they've done a really good job, and I think everyone understands. Just keep putting them out there. And they're going to get a good test when Cleveland comes in every week after that. But so far, so good.
Yeah, we're probably not going to see Guyton tonight. That means he's the starter, right? There's no questions asked. It's not injury-related or anything. The other guy, Connor Beebe. Cooper. Yeah. Cooper Beebe. Why do I want to call
That's okay.
Well, we had like 3 Connors here.
A couple of them back in the
Connors, Coopers. We're going to see him, and I think he is center spot to what we've seen in training camp, the previous preseason game. Nick, he just seems to anchor that middle so well, but not just anchor it. He's got movement where he's second level. Yeah. I think we've seen that from him.
Yeah, because if he just blocks 1 guy in the play, that's not as cool. Well, we've seen him block 2 guys in there. And I remember when he was drafted, we were talking about how he's been academic Heisman and all academic Big 12, like 5. Like, well, if you're smart enough to pick up some of the classes you have to take in college, you can still pick up some of the things that they're asking you to do on offense and in the line and the calls and all that. He's thinking less, playing more, and I think that's good for him.
You know, and I think the test was, can he master the snaps? So I think all those snaps he got with his mom in the backyard paid off.
Hey, it's working out, and he's got plenty of reps throughout training camp. I think one thing that stuck out to me during practices was not only Cooper Beebe working with the second team and the third team center to quarterback exchange, but he was mixing in with the ones. The Cowboys offensive staff gave Cooper opportunity to practice those snaps, both under center and out of the shotgun. Do you feel like that was enough to build your confidence and build his confidence into switching positions to something he had never played before?
Yes, and I think that we've seen it before. We saw it with Zach Martin. He never played guard before. You would never know it by the fact that he was all pro as a rookie, but it's smart players that understand what they're to do can do that. And like Mickey said, it's the shotgun snaps. Get those down. It feels like he's done that. And I give Brock Hoffman credit. I mean, he's been fighting. He'll be fighting out here, you know, anytime he gets in the game, he's a battler, and that's good to have. It's good to have guys with a lot of reps. Remember last year, Zach Martin was out, and that gave all the reps to T.J. Bass and Hoffman, and when they had to play, they were ready. So it's a good thing to have these guys getting a lot of reps.
So the other position I think you wanted to look at, tight ends.
Yeah, well, every position's connected, you know, offensive line, tight end. I don't know how they cut this down. I mean, John Stevens has done, I think he's done enough. He's a guy that you just look at him, you're like, oh, you're on the team. Well, if that's the case, Brevin Spanford, same thing. Walk past him, I'm like, you're not cutting this guy. Now, he's got to play well, but he looks the part. He's got the size. He has a mean streak to him. I think he'll start to figure it out as well. Maybe he's practically tough for them to let go.
And another guy just entered the fray at tight end this last week, Peyton Hendershot. He had been injured, nicked up. They finally got him into those 2 padded practices, and they featured him, and he played well. He was getting downfield, and I assumed that he faded into the background, right? Well, I think he's got his hand up in the air and said, hey, don't forget about me.
3 years the tight end has been in the mix. It was Hendershot, or actually 2 years ago, but Hendershot, and then last year John Stevens, and then this year Brevin Spanford. So these guys, and these guys that are not drafted.
Somebody's going to be playing for somebody else. From all,
Washington.
Right? It's going to. There's a couple teams out there I think that would like some decisions to be made on both sides of the ball. And when we come back, we'll switch to the defensive side. An update on Mozzie Smith and the defensive tackle rotation. Plus, how does the Deron Bland injury hurt this Cowboys secondary? This segment was brought to you by Ashley Home Store, the official furniture store of the Dallas Cowboys.
Look. It's great. Let's fill it. It's great. Let's fill it. It's great. It is both. It is both. It is both. It is both. It's both.
Hey, thanks for the backup.
Working. We like what we're seeing.
Yeah, CD. Give him a chance.
He hooked me up with some of the juiciest ribeyes yesterday.
I got me some fresh barbecue shrimp.
For the freshest meats and seafood, you got to get to Tom Thumb. Plus, wear your Cowboys jersey on game day for 10% off your groceries.
Whataburger's Buffalo Ranch Chicken Strip Sandwich is back.
Chicken strips. Chicken strips. Chicken strips.
Ranch, ranch, ranch. Ranch. Buffalo. Buffalo. Ranch. Monterey Jack cheese.
The Whataburger Buffalo Ranch Chicken Strip Sandwich. A beautiful masterpiece.
The future of a community will do as members. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Texas is launching its new Special Beginnings program, elevating maternal health care to new levels, including advanced technologies, tools, and personal advocacy teams, ensuring new moms access to the right care at the right time. With each promising newborn, the promise of a brighter future also needs to be delivered. Fortunately, at Blue Cross, being there from the beginning will always be our reason for being.
Miller Lite tastes great. Let's fill it. Tastes great. Let's fill it. Tastes great. It is both. It is both. It is both. It is both. It's both.
Hey, thanks for the backup.
And go, Kyle.
This segment is brought to you by Reliant, the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys defense looking to provide some energy under year number 1, and they did so by adding some talent on the defensive line with Jordan Phillips, an interdivisional trade with the New York Giants this past week. He had some snaps, 10 of which on the defensive side in that second preseason game against the Raiders, and he's already impressed with what he's seen from second-year first-round pick Mazi Smith earlier in camp.
I didn't know Mazi very much, but I went back and I watched some highlights of just all the guys just to see who I was working with and what I have to work with. People have a lot of expectations on these young guys coming in, but you got to let kids develop, you know. At the end of the day, it was his second year, right? You know, he's still a kid. This is a grown man's game, and you got to let kids develop and come in, you know, that you might have been great in college, but this is a whole learn the process, get in the routine, and just keep helping him bring that is what I'm here to do.
So you have not only Jordan Phillips, but we talked to Jerry Jones earlier and talking about Linval Joseph agreeing the terms. And if indeed those two are brought in and it's solidified, you feel much better about the depth in the rotation of this defensive tackle position.
Much better, especially with the last thing that Jordan Phillips just said when he was talking about his, but he's got more than that. I mean, he's also got to stop the run and make sure you don't get pushed. Just that mindset of saying, hey, I'm coming in here not to try to steal reps, not to try to cause any friction. I'm here to help this team, help you grow. He called him a kid. He's a strong kid, Mazi Smith, but I mean, trying to help these guys grow. I love the depth now with Joseph, with Phillips, Mazi, Oso Odighizuwa on a contract year. Those four guys right there, I think it really, really are impressive. But everything Jordan Phillips did, those 10 snaps were very impressive to me.
And I think what everybody needs to understand is I think everybody's looking at maybe these additions, Nick, and they're going, okay, they're not happy with Mazi. They're happy with Mazi. As a matter of fact, they're so happy with him, he's not playing tonight, all right? He's one of the, I guess, veterans that's not supposed to take any snaps. Here was the deal. You had Osa Odighizuwa and you had Mazi Smith before they started making any of these moves. Okay, now who was the next guy up? Who was the next backup that was going to play? Well, they were rookies. They were young guys that hadn't had any snaps. They were guys masquerading at tackle. They were defensive end. They moved them to defensive end. So they needed some experience, needed some size to behind these guys. So now I think you guys, at least they've got a rotation. As Will said, we can come in waves at that position.
When was the last time Dallas had a rotation like that you were this confident in, with whether it's experience or talent level, whatever it may be at the defensive tackle position? It's been quite some time since they've had that confidence in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely go back into when they were winning.
Leon Lett wasn't starting.
Right. Leon Lett, Tony Casillas, Russell Maryland, that kind of group, of course.
Chad Hennings.
Yeah, anytime you had backups like that, and that's what made them so good, because of what Will's saying about you're coming in waves like that, doesn't ever matter. What was impressive, though, to me about the Jordan Phillips was the 10, wasn't just 10 snaps, and he didn't practice that week. It was 10 straight snaps. And it was 3rd and long, it was 3rd and 1. So I just think that they got a lot more depth now. And they got ends that could slide in there as well. When Chauncey Golston, I think, can get on 3rd and long situations, maybe even Nealon as well.
Now, we're talking about the deep attention a little bit to the breaking news prior to showtime at 2 p.m. Central. Deron Bland out 6 to 8 weeks with a stress fracture in his foot. How big is that? We asked Jerry, we asked Mike, and they said they're excited about the opportunity for some of the back room. There's not a whole lot of excitement when you lose an All-Pro. How much does this hurt this Cowboys secondary?
Well, there's 5 pick sixes that are on the under the table now. I don't know any other way to describe it, especially when Trayvon Diggs, I don't know if he's 100% yet. They're working his way back in there. But, yeah, I mean, now and who you're leaning on. Jordan Lewis, Kalen Carson, maybe Mukwamu can shift over a little bit to corner. And you got the Andrew Booth, which I thought he had a really good game that first game out. Yeah. But, it's tough. It's going to be tough. The first week, Amari on that other side over there in Cleveland. Yeah. And we wanted Deron Bland. He's just so steady and how he kind of mans his side. So it's definitely a big loss.
You know, it's one thing to find the guy to take his place, Bland, right? Maybe it's Carson. The rookie has really stepped up. Maybe it's McQuamu. But then, okay, that guy starts. Now what do I got after that? Yeah. Who's the fourth guy? Because we're looking at Kalen Carson as the fourth guy. So now you're looking at, hey, Eric Scott, you better get going tonight. Josh Butler, Hall, they had the pick six last week. Now these guys, you need depth because I would imagine Bland goes on return IR, so that creates another roster spot. But two guys have to step up. Yeah. So that's where it becomes problematic.
I think that was that we just saw there is perfect. Those guys outside of maybe the top four names and TJ Goodwin as the special teams ace, everyone's on alert today because there's a new roster spot that just opened up and is ready for the taking at the cornerback spot. Yeah. Lots to be decided whenever it comes. They all have that on their mind. Nick Eatman, thanks so much for taking some time, sitting down with us, going through our presented by American Airlines. When we come back, Nicole Hutchison sits down, talks about Tyler Guyton as he continues to turn heads. This segment was brought to you by Reliant, the official energy provider of the Dallas Cowboys.
Good day, sir.
Oh, wait. You like Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket? Word. Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the Seat View feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
The Make It Ford Summer Sales event is on. Amazing offers and a great selection of Ford vehicles, including America's all-time best-selling SUV, Ford Explorer. Get the deal you need on the SUV you want. Make it yours. Make it now. Get 2.9 for 60 months plus $2,300 total cash plus no payments for 90 days on Explorer. Ford, proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys, Mavs, and Stars.
Are you the 2024 Dallas Cowboys Fan of the Year? The Dallas Cowboys and Captain Moore are celebrating extraordinary, inspiring, and original fans. Nominate yourself or the biggest Cowboys fan you know for a chance to be named the 2024 Fan of the Year and win prizes, including a trip to Super Bowl 59. Visit DallasCowboys.com/Fan of the Year. Go Cowboys!
What's up with your dad, Chloe?
Ever since he got AT&T's best deal on the new Samsung Galaxy, he's been up on his high horse.
Best deal got me feeling like a big old cowboy.
That's a very high horse. Perhaps you can wait in the waiting room?
I'll just go wait in the waiting room. Here we go.
Ride high with AT&T's best deal on the new Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 6.
This segment is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. Under the lights at AT&T Stadium, afternoon kickoff for preseason game number 3 as we close in on the preseason finale. He's Mickey Spagnola. I'm Kyle Yeomans. And down on the end, Nicole Hutchison from DallasCowboys.com sits down with us. And Nicole, you've been out in Ogden watching this team from the very beginning.
For sure.
Tyler Guyton has a lot of excitement of what he's been growing into, and the fact that he's solidified that starting job at the left tackle spot. What have you seen from Guyton and the growth that he's had?
Everything. I mean, you talk about a guy who faced so much criticism coming in out of college. You know, he played majority right tackle, was switched over to left tackle. That's why the Cowboys drafted him, and he's just done nothing but prove everybody wrong. Week 1, he finished as the highest graded rookie amongst all rookies. Preseason 2, top 10 offensive tackle in this preseason as well. So I caught up with him just to kind of circle back to that conversation, and he had answers about silencing the outside noise.
some of the feedback that you received?
I mean, there's some good and bad, you know. I got to work on a few things. I usually just focus on what I need to work on, you know. I feel like that's what keeps me going, you know, having something to chase. So I think hand placement and also just holding a tighter angle with my pass sets and finishing the run block.
You're such a powerful guy. It's something that the Cowboys obviously loved about you. 6'8", 325, but now too can match that power. How much have you seen your technique really improve since you've been working with Mike Solari?
I've seen it improve a lot, actually. You know, I've been working with them for a minute, also working with Duke, so it's been something that I've focused on within my game and also just taking care of my body, so that's like, you know, grasshopper me into becoming a better player.
Yeah, and you also played basketball in high school, you know, that's helped your footwork so much. How much has that helped you with you being an offensive tackle?
I think those skills definitely transfer as far as your feet go, because, you know, in basketball you got to be pretty light on your feet to be able to move around, or you're going to get broke down. So it's kind of what tackle is. You have to be a dancing bear.
Yeah.
Everything that all the staff, the coaching staff loves about Tyler Guyton is the fact that he moves so well for his size, right? And basketball certainly helped, but also watching the film studies helped as well. And a guy he named as well as Penei Sewell, Detroit Lions offensive tackle, one of the best in the league in 2023, All-Pro, two-time Pro Bowler. So, I mean, it's off, right? Studying the film and basketball background.
And finally getting those repetitions at left tackle, too. He's had 65 snaps at left tackle in the preseason. His entire 4-year college career, 2 at TCU, 2 at Oklahoma, he had 60 snaps at left tackle. So these snaps are working in his favor. He's starting to grow up a bit at the left tackle spot. Won't see him tonight, Mickey, but what have you been impressed with Tyler Guyton?
Here's the thing that I really was impressed with. Not only he's got an edge to him, all right? When they were practicing that second time against, he was going head up with their first-round draft choice, Jared Verse, and he didn't take any stuff from him, okay? As a matter of fact, there was a couple one-on-one snaps when they were doing the pass rush. He barely twice in a row. And then Verse wanted to get up and talk business, and he didn't take it from him. So I like that in my left tackle that's got a little edge to him.
For sure. I like the choice of words you used
there. Yes, that was good, right?
Talking business.
Now,
good self-control.
Thank goodness, Mickey. Thank goodness. With the self-control and with the business that you're talking about, there's a lot on the line for these other offensive tackles today. The rotation behind Tyler Guyton. What's at stake, Nicole, whenever it comes to the preseason game today?
We talk about Awesome Richards, a guy who, like Mickey had mentioned earlier, hasn't had a lot of experience, but now you've got to step up in a position like this. I mean, Tyler Guyton obviously set the tone, but Awesome Richards, he played pretty well the week before, but now this is the chance to really kind of set your name in.
And you should see him tonight.
For sure.
The way they practiced this week, when Guyton was out with a little bit of knee sores, it was Awesome Richards at left tackle. Young guy, he's got to step up. He's shown that he's got the mobility. Now he just has to be strong enough to hang in there. Interested to see how he does tonight.
It's going to be a lot of fun to see how that rotation does work out. Nicole, thanks so much for sitting down with us. And when we come back, we'll have Nick Harris on the show talking running backs. So the running backs, the most under the pressure. This segment brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas.
Miller Lite tastes great. Let's fill it. Tastes great. Let's fill it. Tastes great. It is both. It is both. It is both. It is both. It's both.
Kickoff.
Every day we rise so that together we shine. Blue Shield of Texas understands what it means to shine a light on the helpers, the healers, the ones building a lasting future of wellness for all of us. Together, we're on this journey raising expectations, empowering Blue Cross members with the newest technologies, fulfilling our to be forever by your side, rising together toward a healthier tomorrow. Through it all.
Hey guys, I don't think this quarterback's working.
We like what we're seeing.
Yeah, CD, give him a chance.
He hooked me up with some of the day.
I got me some fresh barbecue shrimp.
For the freshest meats and seafood, you gotta get to Tom Thumb. Plus, wear your Cowboys jersey on game day for 10% off your groceries.
Miller Lite tastes great. Let's
Hey, thanks.
Download the Cowboys Now app on your connected V and catch up on all your favorite Dallas Cowboys podcasts, just like Mick Shots, Talking Cowboys, and Cowboys Break. Cowboys Break is represented now on the set by Nick Harris of DallasCowboys.com. Nick, great job, by the way, last weekend on Countdown to Kickoff, filling in Vegas. You did a phenomenal job. Stop it. Let's talk running backs, because there's a lot on the line. We've talked about offensive line, defensive line, but running back might be the position group under the most pressure today. How many guys have a chance to either make or not make this roster?
Yeah, you look at the defensive tackle situation. That was probably my biggest question going into camp. They addressed that by adding Jordan Phillips via trade, and Linval Joseph agreed to terms. Now I'm looking at the running back position. You look at guys like Malik Davis. He got a lot of opportunities, and those didn't really do a whole lot with it. We've seen some Rico Dowdle carries. It looks like he's going to be a roster spot lock along with Ezekiel Elliott. But who is behind him? That's the big question. You look at Deuce Vaughn coming into this game, the number 42, 5'6" guy. He's going to be running around. We saw a little bit of juice from him last week in Vegas, but how can he train? It'll be big for him to show that he's going to have some juice coming into this game so that this running back room can have a playmaker, because as I see it right now, I don't see that playmaker.
Well, I think it's an underappreciated position, because I think people are selling Ezekiel Elliott short. Had a really good training camp. He had good practices against the Rams. He showed he still can jump in a hole, take a step, make a guy miss. So short. Rico Dowdle's had a great training camp also. But I just said, so when you're picking the third guy or the fourth guy, give me a dimension that the other two guys don't have. And I think Deuce showed you a little of that this past week. And don't forget, when we're talking about running back by committee, Hunter Lipke's the one back set with him. They like him at fullback, so either. Hunter Lipke's on this team, right? Do you feel
yeah, 100%.
I'm asking the wrong guy
also,
here.
Yeah, I'm a little bit biased when it comes to fullbacks, but
well, you should
nevertheless, you look at Hunter Lipke, he has the preseason games. I think that speaks more to what he's going to provide in the regular season. Mike McCarthy, Jerry Jones, both of those guys have preached confidence in Hunter Lipke coming out of training camp, so I would have to assume that his spot is locked, along with Ezekiel Elliott and Rico Dowdle. I think it's that last spot, though. Is it going to be Deuce Vaughn, Snoop Connor? Who's it going to be?
Does Deuce Vaughn make the team tonight? What does he have, Mickey?
Do what he did last week in that preseason game. Show him you can be consistent. And that's the whole thing with all these young guys. They flash. Now, can you do it the next day and the next day after that? We got to see tonight.
Got to see it tonight, and we're just about there. The preseason finale right around the corner. For Nick Harris, Mickey Spagnola, I'm Kyle Yeomans down on the field for Countdown to Kickoff. When we come back, Bill Jones and Isaiah Stanback get you ready for Cowboys Chargers.
Bueno is back with flavors on the Whole Lot of Value menu for only $1.49 each. Choose from iconic favorites like a crispy taco, a classic party burrito, or a savory fajita chicken roll-up. Our house-made flavors are delicious, just like they have been since 1967. Don't forget to customize your order at our fresh salsa bar. Enjoy a whole lot of food, a whole lot of freshness, and a whole lot of reasons to visit Taco Bueno. Taco Bueno is proud to be the official taco of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hey, grab me one.
Islands of the Bahamas. Fly away.
Well, folks, it's set to be another scorchingly dull day in the tri-state area as a boredom wave takes full effect. I just hope for the folks at home that there's a Dave & Buster's in your neighborhood to find some relief. Well, there's one.
New games, new menu, and great deals. All on the forecast at Dave & Buster's.
Is this even a real news station? I mean, does anyone actually watch this?
The Dallas Cowboys presentation of Countdown to Kickoff, presented by AT&T, was sponsored by Bank of America, official bank of the Dallas Cowboys. Sleep Number, the official sleep and wellness partner of the Dallas Cowboys. And by AT&T, the official partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Gotcha.
Season football, game number 3 of 2024. Countdown to kickoff. The 2-minute warning goes to both benches as America's sweethearts.
What's that?
The Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders entertain the fans here at the stadium. A nice Saturday afternoon crowd. Bill Jones now joined by Isaiah Stanback off. And let's talk about the wide receiver room for the Cowboys. And of course, you've got CeeDee Lamb, who's in a contract holdout right now. You got Brandon Cooks. You got Jalen Tolbert. But it's the guys behind them who are vying for a roster spot. Who do you have your eye on?
Well, there's really a handful of guys, and the number one guy is going to be Tyron Billy Johnson. He's a guy that really stood out this training camp, but you haven't really seen him this in preseason. So I'm looking, and then you have a handful of guys that the Dallas Cowboys have directly invested into in terms of the draft. Obviously, last year Jalen Brooks, and then this year Ryan Flournoy. So both of those guys are going to have opportunity to get some reps, and don't forget about Jalen Cropper as well.
Can I say this about Ryan Flournoy? Because it looks like it is Flournoy.
Yeah.
And according to the Dallas Cowboys media, it is Flournoy.
Flournoy.
All right.
Flournoy.
Yeah. Because you heard earlier here on Countdown to Kickoff, Deron Bland's going to be out. Surgery on Monday as confirmed by Mike McCarthy. So you look at the cornerback battle, and it starts with Kalen Carson, the 5th-round draft pick.
Yeah, Kalen Carson's going to have plenty of opportunities. He got picked on a little bit last week, but they're going to have opportunity to get back in there and show Al Harris and the rest of his defensive crew that he can take care of business. But he's not alone out there. He has a handful of other guys he's got to be competing with. Booth, who just showed up, he got tested a lot last, deserves an opportunity as well.
Andrew Booth, who came over in the Nashawn Wright trade with them. Gilmore, by the way, signed with the Vikings. Pretty nice contract for Gilmore. 31 is another one. And lest we forget Keemon Hall out of North Texas, too, number 43, who had the pick 6 last week. And Isaiah, how many picks today?
2 picks. Two picks. That's my prediction today, yes.
All right.
Keemon might get a second one.
Had 4 picks a couple of weeks ago against Stetson Bennett and the Rams. All right, the Cowboys headed onto the field here at AT&T Stadium. The kickoff is straight ahead. Thanks for joining us here for Countdown to Kickoff. Cowboys football is straight ahead from AT&T Stadium in Arlington.